Future Reality Unlocked. Today's topic is about Reba McEntire. She's an American country singer and actress, dubbed the Queen of Country, by using gematria, which is the practice of assigning a numerical value to a name, word, or phrase, ABC 1, 2, 3. You will see how these industry puppets and news outlet stories are coded to fit a script aligning with the numbers. This matrix is designed to communicate using letters and numbers. It's also why everyone has something called a social security number, which turns numbers into letters. By using that number, the letters to your name will appear in the database. Quick intro: if you like this video, be sure to share it. Hopefully it reach others with similar interest. To those of you that appreciate my content, subscribe to my YouTube channel specifically to help me build a community there. Also, if you'd like to help support me as a content creator, join my Patreon. I have 3 different tiers. I offer a priority request tier where I'll create a detailed video on whichever puppet you request. Now let's get into it. Reba McEntire is used to push the heartbroken, scorned female agenda as well. It's no coincidence she has songs like Rumor Has It, For My Broken Heart, and Does He Love You? They're basically the same failed relationship stories told in sequence. Mainstream female puppets are the reason for the bitter females of today. Anyway, she shows the same sellout symbolism as Dolly Parton, Carrie Underwood, and many more. In Reba's live performance, of course, there was ritual magic during the show. She can be seen moving her hands in the same satanic motion as the other puppets. Satan is most known for being a red angel that burns people with fire. As a Satanist, of course, Reba does her impersonation by having an explosion on stage before she switches into her red satanic dress. It's sad people will pay to see a performance while not understanding what's going on in front of them. Before these puppets release a top seller, there's always a ritual sacrifice. McEntire lost her entire band in a plane crash before releasing her top-selling album till this day, aside from her greatest hits. The 1991 news headlines read, "Plane crash kills 8 in singer's band, air tragedy. 2 crew members also died when jet struck mountain. Reba McEntire and husband were on a second plane. The crash happened on a day with 162 date numerology, 3 times 1 times 6 times 9 times 1 equals 162. The air tragedy happened on a Saturday in San Diego, California, after taking off from Brownfield. It's no coincidence that San Diego, California, Brownfield, air tragedy, all equals 162 and 108, with jet struck mountain equaling 108 as well. The tragedy happened 28 weeks and 3 days before the release of her top-selling album, For My Broken Heart. It's no coincidence that both blood sacrifice and the number for dishonesty equals 283, one in ordinal, the other in reverse caps added. The article stated that the twin-engine Hawker Siddeley took off about 1:45 a.m. from Brownfield and crashed a few minutes later into Otay Mountain. 7 band members and McEntire's tour manager were killed, as were the plane's pilot and co-pilot. The plane was en route to Amarillo, Texas after doing a private show for IBM executives. The planes took off 3 minutes apart. It was stated that the crash was attributed to poor visibility. Oddly, it was mentioned that nearby the debris was a book titled The Book of Balance and Harmony. It's no coincidence Amarillo, Texas, the Book of Balance and Harmony, attributed to poor visibility and human sacrifice, all equals 130. Amarillo, Texas, and attributed to poor visibility both equals 167. The Book of Balance and Harmony, human sacrifice, and took off 3 minutes apart, is synced with the number 248 as well. The day of the crash also has a date numerology of 1458. It's no coincidence the band did the private concert for IBM executives with IBM executives equaling 1458 as well. Reba McEntire and husband were on second plane. It's no coincidence that Reba McEntire and husband equals 201 and 93, along with Order of Illuminati. Amarillo, Texas equals 201 as well. It's no coincidence that Reba released For My Broken Heart 187 days after her birthday, with 187 being the police code for murder. She released the album on October 1st, a day with 121 date numerology. It's no coincidence that blood sacrifice equals 121. Reba McEntire and Narvel Blackstock, who were together on a second plane, equals 121 as well, but in reduction. The crash happened 11 months after Reba's birthday. It's no coincidence that her album was released on the first day of the 10th month. 10 plus 1 equals 11. The album was released 199 days after the crash. It's no coincidence that the date of the crash, March 16th, equals 199. Reba stated she was devastated by the tragedy that happened after the private concert. It's no coincidence that Reba's husband at the time was Narvel Blackstock. His name and devastated both equals 101, aligning with the 10/1 release date of Reba's album. They also equal 169, with private concert equaling 169 as well. It was also stated that nearby the debris were several cans of shaving cream and hairspray, which equals 169 as well. To those of you that believe you can make anything match, you couldn't be further from the truth. These articles are written in codes. People like myself are using the words that were already provided to decode the stories. The language and calendar has been synced with one another since the 16th century. Anyway, a business jet carrying a 2-person crew and 8 members of Reba McEntire's entourage crashed into a mountain near the US-Mexico border on Saturday morning, killing all 10 people on board. Reba stated she was very close to all of them. It's no coincidence that killing all 10 people on board, and she was very close to all of them, both equals 133 in reverse reduction. Also, several cans of shaving cream and hairspray, along with killing all 10 people on board, both equals 394. The aircraft was being flown visually, without clearance or guidance from traffic control tower. Such procedure is not unusual. The weather, which offered 10 miles of visibility at Brownfield, was not prohibitive for flying. Shortly after 1:45 a.m., Air Station in Coronado phoned the FAA saying that he had seen a flashing light and explosion in the vicinity of Otay Mountain. The U.S. Border Patrol confirmed crash at 2:14 a.m. The article said learning what happened would be difficult because the plane had no flight data recorder. Of course, things are worded in a specific manner to complete the coded messages, which is why the plane crash was confirmed at 2:14 a.m. with plane crash and 2:14 a.m., both equaling 56, one in reverse, the other in reverse reduction. After the private show, the plane crashed into Otay Mountain. Of course, private show and Otay Mountain has a connection with both equaling 156, one in reverse and the other in ordinal. It's also no coincidence that no flight data and air tragedy both equals 63 in reverse reduction and 54 in reduction, with Brownfield equaling 54 in reduction as well. The business jet creased the side of mountain 10 miles east of the airport, officials with the Federal Aviation Administration said. It's no coincidence that 10 miles east of airport and creased the side of mountain both equals 134 in reverse reduction. The article also stated that all the band members were from Nashville. So of course it's no coincidence that Ritual Sacrifice and From Nashville both equals 154 in ordinal, with Business Jet equaling 154 also, but in reverse. These incidents are always linked to the entertainer's birthday. It's no coincidence that Reba's birthday of that year had date numerology of 141, 3 plus 28 plus 19 plus 91 equals 141. People should find it strange that after the private show, the plane that crashed took off first, killing all of the band members from Nashville. Of course, private show and Nashville both equals 141 in reverse. Plane that crashed took off first also equals 141, but in reduction. The crash date, March 16, 1991, and skull and crossbones both equals 61 in reduction. For those of you that don't know, Skull and Bones is a secret society. Also known as the Order 322 or the Brotherhood of Death, is an undergraduate senior secret student society at Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut. The institution, known for its powerful alumni and various so-called conspiracy theories, which are often truth hidden behind the word conspiracy. It's no coincidence that Skull and Bones and Reba McEntire both equals 76 in reduction. McEntire spokeswoman made a statement on the tragedy that happened early Saturday morning, saying Reba is totally devastated by this. It's like losing your family. creased the side of mountain and Reba is totally devastated by this, are both synced by equaling 109 in reduction, with Saturday equaling 109 as well, but in ordinal. Last but not least, it's definitely no coincidence that IBM executives and Secret Society are both synced equaling 77 in reverse reduction. Turning letters into numbers is important because just like we communicate using letters, the so-called elites communicate using numbers. Remember, this page is for the reality seekers, the ones who want to be in the know. We know believing is not enough. It's simply accepting the propaganda without questioning anything. There's so much more I could say, but I will cut it short for now. If you genuinely support Unlocked Reality, be sure to follow my backup accounts. Subscribe to my YouTube channel specifically to help me build a community there. As always, to see more videos like this one, follow and subscribe to future Reality Unlocked page.